Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about verification and validation. Obviously this is a topic that's been talked about a lot. It's a pretty hot topic for some people because the terms are so similar, yet they're very, very different. We're going to cover that today. When we talk about the final CDD rule, when we talk about May 11th, 2018, and we use terms like verification and validation, what does that mean? There are some that think neither one of these terms are applicable in the new CDD rule. Well, they may be right in some instances, but I think they're certainly wrong in other instances. Let's peel this all the way back to basic CIP. When I walk in and I want to open up an account, you ask to verify who I am, and you do that through a valid license, right? You're looking for a driver's license, okay? You're verifying the information that I have told you, correct? Now, you probably have a system where you key in the driver's license number to confirm, to validate that that is in fact a valid license. That's not a fake ID that I have created. You're also going to collect information. It's got my social security. Those are things that you verify what I told you is accurate, and then you validate it through some sort of system. Now, here's the sticky part. When we start to talk about beneficial ownership information, there are some that say that you can't validate any of that information. Well, you're talking about the specific ownership and the stated ownership of a company. And while it may be difficult because we don't have a national register, and you don't have access maybe to all state records, it may be difficult to validate some of that information. That is correct. But what you can do is take other steps to mitigate the risk associated with that type of business. So, for example, if I am a business and I'm located in a certain geography, I talk about this over and over again, a certain geography, and I'm using certain products and services, and I'm in a certain business type that makes you say, hey, this is a little bit concerning to us, well then that's something that you might want to go ahead and, if I give you ownership information, you want to verify other things and validate other things outside of the beneficial ownership information that I gave you. Now, let me give you an example to really land that, because there are some people that say, well, that's not what we're required to do. You're not required to gather other information other than the beneficial ownership that's stated in the final CDD rule, which is 25%, and we're talking about controlling interest as well. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, why are you doing this? You're doing it to protect your institution. You're doing it to make sure that your bank, your financial institution, is not involved in some sort of financial crime network, and that you're not seen as an easy access bank. So you're going to do other steps. You're going to do other things to help confirm that information. So there's a story I heard on the American Banker podcast that I listened to. And Brett King's talking about, I believe it was Brett King, but they're talking about a specific example about a company that was created as a computer company servicing a casino, and this casino had revenue equivalent to that of huge casinos out in Las Vegas. Big casinos. But the problem was the physical address was in a strip mall. Okay, so if you went through and you went to verify the physical address given to you was accurate, and you did a search and you validated that address, you would have said, this looks confusing to me. I wouldn't know why a casino with this much revenue is in a strip mall. So there's a certain scenario where you walk through an if-then scenario where at some point you say, this is not logical. That's the critical thinking that we've talked about, and that's what at the heart of this CDD rule, this is where banks are really having to step up the game. It's the critical thinking of the information that you gather. It's not just check the box. It's the critical information that you gather. So hopefully you found this helpful. Difference between verification and validation. As I've referenced before, we are going to we continue to create the hot link. It's in green, and the hot link tells you exactly what new information has come out on the roadmap. We have 4 more segments to go through, and at the end of this, we're going to do one webinar that covers all of this information, how to use this, how to roll this out to your CEO and your board of directors, because critical conversations need to be had right now. Thanks for watching. Please share this with any friends if you think they need help with this. And as always, if you have a question, reach out to us. Send your information. We're happy to research and get answers to you. Thanks for watching. More coming next week.